hand. This is very much a danger hand kind of hand where, when you have king third out to 3 little or 2 little, you just don't want to let your right hand opponent lead through that honor. So here, Levin can see that the 5 of diamonds was fourth best because he's looking at the 4, 3, and 2. So he knows diamonds are going to be 4, 3.
Yep.
Therefore, he can afford to lose exactly one trick and let the opponents take their 3 and still make 3 no's. So what is the best way to go about losing exactly one trick here? I mean, you can certainly play for clubs to be behaving. And so you would end up picking 5 clubs, 2 hearts, a spade, and a diamond.
All right. So just to get everybody up to speed, we're live everywhere: YouTube, Twitch. Hop on in, say hello, send your questions, comments. At this table, we have some pretty well known names: Rodwell North, Levin South, and Camel East, Becker West. The other table in the finals here: Steve Garner, David Berkowitz sitting north and south respectively, and Reese Milner and Haymont Lull west and east. 19 imps and lots of time to go, Danny.
Yeah, this is going to be a good day of bridge, I'm sure. Assuming that it stays close. There's, as you mentioned, lots of great players on both teams. Interestingly, as I've mentioned before on several of these broadcasts, you have some less than familiar partnerships. North-South here, Rodwell and Levin are not a regular partnership.
Yep.
And the other table, Garner and Berkowitz, are also not a regular partnership. The two Mikes, they go back a long way. They've been on and off partners for years, so they sort of know each other's game better. And
then the other partnership is a really well known partnership, Zia and Michael Rosenberg.
yeah, they were regular partnerships for many a year.
And thank you for joining. Welcome to the program. It's an early day here. We saw the women's team. They didn't play a last set. That was a win for the Baker team, which is a pretty darn good representation of bridge that we're sending to the World Championships. Once again, we're sending some really good teams there. Only one per bracket, basically. So
Yeah, this is what they used to call the Olympiad year. I can't keep track of their new name for it.
yeah, it's something like that. But it's let me just give you the wonderful players on that team, and we actually had at least one of them on our broadcast. We had Lynn Baker, Cecilia Rimstead, Sandra Rimstead, Olivia Shearzon, Carrie Sanborn, and Jill Myers was here a couple of times doing view graphs. So if you do view graph, you just are going to win one of these events, basically. So let that be a lesson to everybody.
Well, based on the amount that you and I have done, we should be
That's why I'm
favorites.
saying we should definitely press our advantage here when we get there. But well done by that Baker team, and congratulations. Enjoy the celebrations. And one more crown to pass off here, and it's for the seniors.
Yeah, so I'm getting back to this hand. I'm just wondering what Levin is thinking about. I'm guessing he's wondering whether he's just going to duck a club or play on clubs. I was wondering maybe he was considering unblocking the King of Hearts first and then ducking a club.
Hmm.
Because remember, he doesn't know clubs are 3-2. If he knew the clubs are 3-2, he could, and diamonds are 4-3 as he suspects, he could just claim. But since he doesn't know that stuff, he's got to worry about 4-1 clubs. And, you know, potentially, I didn't look at East West convention card. It's possible that they lead attitude instead of fourth best.
It's funny. The other room, the exact same auction, playing 3-0
Yeah.
Trump.
Did they also get a diamond lead?
I believe it looks like they did, but let me confirm for you.
Because the play is more interesting on a
It
non-diamond lead.
was a diamond lead, in fact. So
Yeah. So, all right, here again, I'm surprised. 2 spades, 3 hearts, or 5. This, not sure what's going on here. Why he's playing spades.
what can he get to? Does he think he can get to 9 from this position?
Well, he's got 2
Two, three,
spades, 3 hearts,
four,
2 clubs, and diamond. There's
seven,
only 8.
eight.
It turned out the Jack of Hearts coming down
Yeah,
will
but
save him. But I mean, if anybody out there on Twitch can tell me what's going on here as to why he took a spade finesse instead of working on clubs, I'd be. Keen to know. It's one of those things where you see a world-class player like Bobby Levin make a play that you don't understand. There's going to be a reason.
Yeah, it's likely going to be okay for him just as the Hearts lie, but does he think
Yeah.
he might get a little opportunity to squeeze his opponents a little bit on the one of the diamond plays, maybe? Or
Yeah, I mean, when you force the entry out of the hand with the long diamonds, well, the diamonds are split. They can not take them. Sometimes West will run his diamonds and then squeeze, like say Camel has to control the hearts and clubs here. But yeah, imagine Camel with Jack fourth of hearts and Queen Jack of clubs, or Queen Jack 10 fourth of clubs.
all
Now
right,
there's
the
some
other room shipped
squeeze, but
in 3-no Trump
yeah,
making three already.
the entry look kind of dicey for that too because the heart position is blocked. I really don't understand this. And maybe that's because I'm still on my first cup of coffee. Not, not even halfway done.
I woke up early to see a guy from Monaco win the Monaco Grand Prix. It was pretty awesome.
Exciting. Yeah, I've been in Monte Carlo where Monaco is
Uh,
not
in
for the
fact,
Grand Prix, but right around the time of that and when they were getting ready. And it's quite the spectacle there. And now Las Vegas has a Formula One race as well. And
yeah,
last year caused quite the problem with the
I saw that. I was
construction.
amazed. They took down the trees. They just built all these stands all over the place. It's crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
The paddock looks pretty cool though. That's just there all year round, right, Danny?
I don't really know.
I think it is.
All right, so I guess he's going to
Interesting.
play spade to his hand, heart to the dummy, and he'll be pleased that the jack of hearts comes down. Tripleton.
Yeah, it's a nervous push here.
Yeah,
Claim City now.
and the opponents had an idle card in spades, which makes the squeeze seem less likely to be the winning line. But in the end, no swing. All right, that was an interesting start.
All right, here we go. I would be shocked if Camel didn't open this hand, but this
Well,
is
you're
not the
favorable and you have some good texture. A singleton jack isn't so good though.
yeah.
He does well.
And this is the open trial. This isn't the open trials. This is more of the solid citizen brigade here.
Yeah, even
That's a
even as solid citizen, Becker will open something with the West hand. King Queen 10-9 for the
yeah,
diamonds. He's going to open one or two diamonds. I assume one, some sort of normal.
yeah. One seems normal, but
Now
two,
Rodwell,
two. I would.
a somewhat interesting choice. He's got a strong hand, not too strong to overcall on spade, in my opinion. But so we'll start with a spade. Camel will
They
make a double. Levin will show the weakest possible raise to two spades.
Camel
If
will
he
support double here or some sort of double here. Sorry.
negative double, negative
Yeah,
double.
yeah. I'm just saying that because I'm about to tell you that they're bidding this hand right now, and it when a club pass a diamond, a spade support double.
Okay.
So East got to show their clubs in three diamonds, and I will let
So
you know
yeah,
how that ends.
two spades from Levin. This will get a pretty quick four spades from Rodwell, I assume.
And that's where they've arrived in the other room as well. So we'll
Yeah.
see if this is
It's only what 14 high card points opposite a weak raise, but it is 6-4 with a void and aces and
lots of quick tricks. There it is.
such a strong hand. You can't just bid anything. You can't make a game try with this hand. You just gotta just bid it. Take your chances.
You're gonna have some managing to do. You have to kind of rough some hearts first on this hand, probably.
Yeah, you've got
You have a club loser and
club
however
losers,
many
a
heart
heart, and a
losers.
club loser for sure. One of them can go on the ace of diamonds if you can get there in time. The defense can't lead the king of clubs because that will establish the declarer's jack. So and on a heart lead, declare
Give
can
me one
duck.
second, Danny. Sorry.
Yeah. There's lots of good combinations. So it says, say, obviously we could see if they lead a club, declare can win the ace and the jack of clubs is a trick. If they lead a heart, declare can duck that and threaten the heart ruff to get to his ace of diamonds to pitch his club. And here we see another choice, the spade lead. So that's going to cut down on declares, ruffs, and dummy, which is basically his only source of tricks outside of his winners. He's going to have five spades, three aces is eight, and he's only going to get one heart ruff. So that looks like it's going to be down one if I'm reading this right. I see a lot of ace six fours, ace six four of spades, ace six four of hearts, ace six four of clubs, and ace six four of diamonds. You don't see that every day.
Wouldn't be the worst Chinese poker hand there.
Yeah. All right. So Becker will win the heart and continue his partner's good work. Oh, it says he can make it. What am I missing?
So what
Uh,
happens here? He needs to.
Five spades, ace of hearts, ace of clubs, ace of diamonds is an eight. Oh, I see. He's going to take six spades because of the spade suit. If they play a trump, you just your spades are going to be good. And you realize the jack of spades sort of gave up a trump trick in a weird way.
They let a diamond at the other table because they actually had an auction where they, bid and raised diamonds basically.
Becker opened a diamond in third seat, and then Camel saw his opponent's bid again. He knows that partner's got good diamonds when
Yeah, good point.
on the auction, he's got the clubs locked up. He's got good values in hearts. And so he figured that the only source of tricks for the opponents was going to be roughs, extra tricks. That's why I let it trump. So yeah, I just didn't count that the declare is going to take six spade tricks now. Six spade tricks and three aces and a rough is
That's
10.
10. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's unlikely to get that wrong with the opening bid on his right.
Yeah. 10, 9, 8 of spades. Those were big cards.
Not worth points, but,
Yeah.
trick taking
Oh, yeah.
potential.
You know, the ace, king, queen, jack are all, the typical point scale, but tens and nines can always come in handy. And especially in trumps, you have a doubleton, you have a roughing value, you want to be able to, if hearts had been 5-2 on this hand, for example, you want to be able to rough without being over roughed by like a four or a five. So like here, if you rough with it, if the defense doesn't play um, trumps and declare goes to rough hearts and dummy, if they get over rough by the 10 or the 9, it's with the king and not with a little spot. So we have probably the two slowest players in this match, Becker and Rodwell, and we have probably the fastest player in this match in Camel, and then Levin is somewhere
Well,
in the middle.
they're not playing at camel speed, that's for sure.
So what is Becker? I guess I was just going to say Becker's going through the hand. If partner has the ace queen of clubs instead of the king queen of clubs, he can just play three rounds of clubs and get it off and beat it that way. So here he's trying to do
But as
that.
it turns out, it's just going to go ace of
Declare can
clubs,
win
ace of
this, ace of
hearts, heart, rough,
rough, heart, ace of
spade, and
diamonds.
just float that. And then rough a diamond back to his hand after cashing an ace of diamonds or some sort of way here. He ducked this, though,
Yeah, I mean,
which doesn't really change anything.
yeah, I mean, I guess he knew that the clubs weren't 6-1,
Mm.
both from the bidding, and Becker would have played a singleton trump club back a lot faster than he did. So five of the eight players in the match currently, including Camel, Becker, and Levin, all were stock option traders at one point. Um, for those of you who don't know, back in the 70s and 80s, Mike Becker and Ron Rubin were among the early option traders, and they hired lots of bridge players, and that begat more bridge players. And
Yep.
before before you knew it, all four exchanges had a bevy of players. I was in the Philadelphia exchange trading, and there were about 20 of us down there, including John Diamond, Brian Platnick, Eric Greco.
Oh wow.
Trying to think of who else. Eddie Manfield. So several national and world champions were on our floor. We probably had the smallest representation of the four exchanges.
The heyday of bridge and
The heyday
and
of
options
option
tradings.
trading,
Yeah, exactly.
option trading until the late 1990s, when there was lots of advantage to be on the floor, was quite a good place to be. And it's sort of a game not too dissimilar to bridge in that risk and reward is what you're looking at basically on every trick or every trade.
And pattern recognition also, I would guess, like just the
Sure,
ability to
sure.
kind of spot an opportunity, maybe.
Hmm.
I've only read about it, never done it.
The exchange floors were quite the place back in the day.
Yeah, I've read a few of the Liar's Poker's a pretty good book by Michael Lewis. Kind of gives you a feel of that
Well,
that.
Larry Parker actually was about Solomon Brothers, which was um, one of the early proprietary trading firms, and he was actually not on a trading floor. He was more on a bond floor on a desk, in their offices as opposed to an open market kind of trading floor like the options exchanges were.
Hmm.
But still, it's a very interesting book. In fact, I'm reading another Michael Lewis book right now, among many
Yeah,
that
I've
I've
read a lot of his stuff. It's great. Moneyball was a very good adaptation from book to movie, but the book was really good
Yeah,
as well. Yeah, Becker needed his spade five to be like a seven.
yeah.
Seven
So
or
I
higher.
I claimed yeah, here Michael find it. I claimed Camel was a fast player, but he was not exactly
Took his
super
time.
fast in this hand.
Yeah, you're welcome, Jerry. Thank you for joining.
Now to Clark and win, get their heart rough in.
It is definitely deliberate at every turn.
Yeah,
Maybe
this
we.
is the sort of spot that Rodwell had a long, long time when Becker was in the tank to play a club back, and then another long time when Camel was in the tank to play Diamondback. He should have a pretty good idea, A, of what's going on in the hand, and B, what he was going to do if they did this. But he's deliberate.
We'll see what happens at the other table, and maybe we'll make a switch at some point. It is a little bit of a like grinding to a halt here.
I mean, I guess he could pitch a club and try to rough two hearts in the dummy. And if
So
spades were one, the remaining spades were 1-1.
looks like he is going the route we thought he might go. So 19 is the margin, and we're still looking at board two here. The other room's already played four spades and made it.
Yeah, I suspect the other room is going to start running laps around this room.
Yeah, they're in another four spade contract on the next board with the north south cards as well, and doing something over there. Catch up to them in a moment.
So when you play a Swiss match with seven boards on the table, there's often spots where, say, you'll play four boards and you'll call the caddy and you'll get one board back.
Yeah, I'm familiar with these.
You'll call the caddy again. And they say, ah, no,
At
no
least you
boards
know,
available
at
yet.
least you know you have a nice long break before comparing and go have a coffee or something.
That's happened to me more than once because I'm a relatively fast player. And
Same. I would say mostly okay, but sometimes to my detriment. Same in poker sometimes, but I guess less in poker, I suppose.
yeah, I mean, and there's sometimes when you play faster, you make more mistakes, but you put the opponents on more pressure because you don't give them all this time to
The
think
time,
about.
exactly.
Sometimes when you're on defense on a hand like this, you get more time to think, and then you realize, oh, this is why Declare has what they're thinking about because they're taking so long.
Yeah.
So it cuts both ways. I know Mexroth is a big advocate of playing quickly and putting pressure on the opponents in that way.
Yeah, I found that's a. I mean, it's the level of player you're against as to whether they succumb to that or not. I just like. I've always had, at least reasonably quick thought, I suppose, and commitment. That-
There's actually been some discussion on CNC, and I think at the world level as well about potentially mandating a clause at trick one from declare, so they can't just insta call from the dummy and then
You know what?
put the.
There was an interesting thing in the bylaw and the conditions of contest about that. I discussed it with my team in Marrakesh. It was to your benefit always as declare to just stop at trick one basically,
Mhm.
but it wasn't dictated as a rule. You know what I mean? It was just the way the rules are set up. If you're not if you, as declare, if you don't hesitate, it's basically on you, which seems
Well, if you don't hesitate and then third hand, say, has a singleton,
exactly.
they're entitled to think about what's going on. And here's something I don't understand. Rodwell's taking a spade finesse.
And then he's gonna play Ace of Hearts
Then
heart.
he's going to have ace,
Mm.
I guess.
Just doing it in a different way here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was. Watch that mouse trick. Well, yeah, misclicking is also a problem with speed if you're playing the online version for sure.
Mhm.
I did do I can rip through. I did some speed bridge just as a fun exercise, and I can get through like a 12 board ACBL in reasonable shape in like 14, 15 minutes, something like that.
Mhm. That's quick. All right. Well, all that for no swing. Two interesting play hands. Both hands were games been made at both tables, so nothing's happened yet as far as
This
entry.
is where they played four spades or sorry, where they are playing four spades at the other table. It looks like they're destined to go down on this hand in four spades. I haven't looked too closely at the play, but it's down one with the double dummy solver, and
Okay. Yeah, so Rodwell's got a somewhat, never mind. Necker up in the bidding, so he's going to be doubling because
yeah,
he is too strong to overcall a spade here.
Rodwell. I wonder if he just looks at these hands and go, "Man, I wish I could open a strong club with this."
I'm sure he does. So Levin's going to respond heart, and I think East West are going to be out of the auction at this point, and now it's going to be up to Rodwell to describe his hands too strong to overcall on
Yeah, is it a
spade.
spade or is he gonna clip off a no trump here? Maybe.
I mean, if he wants to go the no trump track, he's too strong for one no trump. He would go more like two no trump.
Right.
But
One
it's
to
an
only like
awkward because
18 to
he's got
20.
21 points, but not really a great suit. So he doesn't want to
Also, he just made
overemphasize.
a nice strong bid here.
He didn't want to overemphasize his spades by bidding two spades, say, and he thought it was too good for one spade. Um, Two diamonds should be a hand that does not have heart support, in my opinion, because there's so many other ways to raise hearts. Just a strong hand without four hearts, which is what he has, obviously. Levin still isn't moved to say he's got anything extra, even though he does have an attractive five-card hard suit and a little bit of help in spades.
Again, clarifying his strong preference here.
So yeah,
And
now
now,
Raoul
now
two
we have a
spades, and
natural
now
stronger than just a one or two spade bid.
Yeah, and now Bobby has a huge hand considering he hasn't shown anything yet. He's got three trumps, a doubleton, and a king. I mean, this is going to be a game force for
There
him.
we go. Bingo.
He's forcing the game by bidding game.
And that is also looks like. I mean, it looks like he might be able to solve this hand, but I'm not sure what happened in the other room. Let me take a quick peek. So the other room, it was somewhat of a similar auction. It went a diamond double pass, a heart pass, a spade, two spades, four spades. So, and it went diamond lead to the queen and ace.
Mm-hmm.
And then it went ace of clubs, jack of diamonds. Queen of clubs returned after West won the diamond. So they got to set up their club trick while still having a spade entry.
It seems like that line should lead to making you lose a diamond, a club, and a spade.
And then it went heart to the jack, spade to the queen, jack of clubs, roughing with the jack and dummy, over roughing with the king. So they scored both their spade honors and got their club trick as well.
So a diamond, a club,
Two
a
spades.
rough, and a spade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Nicely defended by Milner and Lal.
This will be slow.
Yeah, let's see them bid another hand over here. We'll come back, or at least I'll have that up on the other screen. Danny, look at this one. My goodness, we jumped over at the right time, I think.
Yeah. So a sort
Lal
of
just has a monster.
sloppy Jackie kind of one club, but Wall has a hand. When you hear your partner up in the bidding, you
You're
think,
like,
well, we easily have a grand slam here.
yeah, you wish it wasn't clubs they were opening, but
Hmm.
it looks like really four spades, four hearts is the limit here, right? I mean, they might make 11
I see
tricks, but
seven hearts and four aces outside of hearts, and
yeah, 11 looks.
you have the entry to take two diamond finesses is the question, because two diamond
Oh,
finesses would get you to 12.
unless if they lead a club, yes, yeah, that's the thing. It's on the lead, right? If they lead a
If they
club,
lead a club
they're gonna
or
hook
a
you up with two pitches and a
diamond,
diamond finesse, or a diamond, yeah, for sure.
and a spade blows a trick too, right? No, spade, jack, king, ace, you just lead a spade up to the 10. So
Yeah,
it looks like you
that's
have to lead a
true.
trump to beat six hearts, is that right?
Let's see what happens.
You can see the double dummy thing. It will tell you whether or not you can always make six hearts. If you hit the DDS on the top left over there, we can cheat and see whether or not you can. Well, they stopped at four. So
You're looking at this here, you mean? Yeah.
okay, so it can only make 11. I
Hmm.
think you need a hard lead to beat it. Six. All right, the play here will not be interesting. So let's go back to the other table for sure.
Let's just see what he does choose to lead here.
Well, we can ask the double dummy thing and see if I'm right about it has to be a heart. Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
because everything else just blows up a trick here.
Yep. All right. Back to the other table, please.
Hang on a second.
There we go. So it looks like Rodwell just played three rounds of clubs without doing anything else.
And they'll make five on normal play here. They let a club from Berkowitz's hand. And this will. Have they gotten the same line here? It looks like it, right?
Yeah, he didn't exit diamonds. He just played clubs from the top, it appears.
Hmm. So now it needs to go club through here for the same result. Yay or nay? Maybe not. I can still go club through after the spade finesse. Oh,
Yeah.
oh no, it says they can make it from here.
So if he wins the heart in hand, well, I see.
Plays
I guess he
plays
wins
a
the heart and he
club and
passes
pitches
the
a
heart.
diamond.
That might work, or yeah, I think that'll work.
Yeah, nicely done. The other table just took that nice diamond finesse after winning the club and They are on their way.
All right, so potential big swing here for the Law team. Is available. All right.
Yep, that's the
That's
line.
suggested this is the dreaded loser on loser play.
And now, what can they do? Not much other than get the two tricks they're entitled to. Has enough entries to take the spade finesse twice. He can always rough the diamond. Nicely done. Slowly done, deliberately done, but nicely
Mm-hmm.
done.
I'll be interested to see the Becker Camel auction. If Becker does up in the bidding, I don't think Camel's going to stop short of slam. For
But will Becker open is the.
Yeah, so was it Ace King Jack fifth and then the other three jacks?
It was 12 count. So here, I'll show it to you. Or sorry, it's in the other room. Excuse me.
I'm pretty sure. I think it was only 11, right?
No, it
Ace
was
King
11.
Jack.
You're right. Four jacks and the ace king of clubs.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right. So the diamond.
And here comes the spade finesse. Wait
Wait
a
a minute.
second. Wait a second.
He's going to go down now.
He is going to go down. What happened?
No,
No,
he's not
now
going
he's
to
going to
go
make it.
down.
Yeah, if he ducked that, he was going to go down, right? He has to
uh,
lose to the queen, and then he
well,
has no
maybe.
way to finesse again.
Well, what was Camel going to get out?
If he gets out a diamond,
Diamond, yeah, that just forces he can't get to the dummy
yeah,
if he. Yeah.
yeah, that was weird. Here, you
All
take
right.
it. No, you take it. All right, that is a swing for Lal, and that brings it up to 29 as the lead for that team. And once again, Rodwell Levin opposite Garner and Berkowitz at the other table in North South, and East West here, Becker and Camel, Milner West, Helmet Lal East at the other table.
So if Becker doesn't open the bidding, Camel's going to open two clubs and show single suited hearts. And Becker's hand is pretty strong opposite that. If partner has, say, queen of club, whatever, you can easily see a hand where you're called for six or seven hearts. So he's going to be making some sort of positive move opposite single suited hearts. But if that move is just a four club cubed, that might dissuade Camel from
Those
getting two
intermediate cards are
adventures.
just so nice in the West Hand, but he does figure out to pass.
All right. So we'll see two clubs. And then who knows what their response structure is. If it's just sort of like a standard waiting bid, I think that's what Becker will choose, but they might show controls or I wouldn't think he would ever show clubs here. You'd want to have a sixth club and some texture like King Queen 10 9 6, Ace Queen 10 Jack 6, that kind of club suit to bid three clubs. What he's thinking.
I mean that. Oh,
All right,
what's two
he just showed
spades?
two controls, three
Yeah.
controls. He hasn't really learned it yet, but that's what that's going to be. And
Well,
it's
he
going to
can.
be
He,
if they're playing controls, it's going to be an ace and a king and not three kings because usually three kings bids two no trump.
so he knows at least an ace isn't wasted in partner's hand.
Yeah, three controls. So he knows its part has the ace of clubs, which is not a good start
Right.
for.
And it could be a good king, but it could also be the king of clubs, which is terrible for his hand, other than a pitch
Well,
possibility.
it's still a trick, but it
Yeah.
doesn't. Yeah. So what can Camel can count seven hearts, assuming that the hearts are going to be solid, and his two aces is nine, and if he can get
So
to his
11
partner's
total.
his ace of clubs is
Yeah.
10.
11, right? 7, 8, 9, and then two more controls, ace and a
Oh,
king.
right, yeah, yeah. So he's going to need to find a kicker somewhere in partner's hand, whether that be like the queen jack of spades or the queen of clubs or something else. Yeah, I think this is just going to end it here.
Next hand is interesting also. It's a choice of opening bids by the East player, which will be Camel coming up. You can't imagine Becker doing anything but pass here. Has to.
He's still thinking. He's still hoping.
I mean,
I mean,
he has to
typically,
feel like he
typically a
has a
two
pretty good
club,
hand opposite a two club opener, but
yeah, typically a two club opener shows nine tricks,
yeah.
and he's got two for sure for as 11. And like we said, he's got all these Jack 10 9 Jack 10, Ace King Jack kind of stuff going on the side.
And he hasn't opened the bidding here, which he's as
All
close
right.
to it without opening as you can get, probably.
He might just issue a general quantitative five heart raise here. I mean, he knows not that his side isn't going to be worried about key cards. So he doesn't need to go asking for aces or anything like that. If he wants to bid again, it should be an invitational bid, not a drive to slam.
There it
And
is.
exactly what I
Yeah,
guessed he would bid. Five of
yeah.
hearts.
That's kind of like, hey, I know I have something.
Yeah. I mean,
Is
he
it right?
could have bid five clubs,
Well,
but
now
that
let's
might
see.
send
Let's see.
Mike
I mean,
with
if
clubs.
Michael kicks it in and they don't lead a heart, if Bobby doesn't
Yeah.
lead a heart, they're just rolling this thing.
Yeah. Well, so from Bobby's point of view, he's probably not going to lead from one of his pointed suited queens. That leaves potentially leading a club,
Which
which
lefty has shown.
he's
Lefty's
just shown
bid
the ace. That's
naturally
all.
at some point.
Just
Yeah.
shown the ace. He hasn't really shown
Yeah.
anything else in clubs. Um, but leading a club might, on some other hand, cut off entries to the dummy. Say declare a singleton club up to the ace king fourth or something like that, where
Hmm.
squeeze possibilities were important. So he might choose a club lead. I think it's going to come down to a club or a heart if Camel does with six hearts.
Heart's pretty brutal because no, that's your entry to your diamond play basically,
Yeah.
and you won't be able to get back to the clubs, so it's a killer on this hand.
Yeah.
And
No, so if the dummy had like Jack 10 Doubleton of hearts, Slam would be quite good.
at 29 imps, still the lead for Lal.
So from Camel's perspective, I mean, like I said, a two club opener showing a single suited usually shows a nine trick hand, and that's exactly what he has. But um, having aces, as opposed to say a king queen counting one of your tricks, if partner has something to combine with that,
Well, if he puts his partner on ace king, right, and he knows his partner's a passed hand, and
yeah,
there he goes. Like, where are his, what are the values that he has that gets him to this kind of five heart bid?
yeah. Well, maybe a queen jack 10 on the side.
Sure.
Yeah, 11 quickly led a heart, so the
Yeah,
Camel
this he's very happy he
presumably
didn't
would
bid
have.
six.
Yeah, yeah,
So this will be 11 tricks though, correct? He will take his
yeah,
two clubs, all of his hearts, and just park a couple losers.
yeah. He's going to win the second heart and dummy
Yeah,
just in case.
just to give a little bit more of a safety net, and maybe pure safety if they
Yeah,
break
something like a
evenly.
singleton club and a doubleton heart. You don't want to go
Hmm.
having one of your tricks roughed away.
And Ace King of Clubs shaking whatever two losers he wants, and easy claim for 11. And then
Yeah,
we're gonna see another interesting hand here on board five, Danny.
yeah. He's going to pitch spades, and I think he's safe enough to lead the jack of diamonds off the dummy. And if Rodwell had honor doubleton,
Yeah, now he gets to
he
scoop
can
an
make
extra trick
make
just
it
by
tough.
force here. Yep, perfecto.
All right, good play, good bidding, good play, good defense, good everything.
Yep, and the last day of a long event. That is well done. These guys have played, I don't know, we can probably say millions of hands of bridge each.
In the high hundreds of thousands, if
Yeah,
not millions.
I mean, as a collective group, millions. So one imp for all, as we saw the other table, they let a non-heart and made an extra one. So look at this. At the other table, it went three spades, three no, four spades, and then crack by Rodwell.
Interesting. So your favorable vulnerability second seed.
But
Yeah,
North
got it.
opens two hearts in front of you.
Yeah. That's somewhat surprising for me. I mean, I know Rodwell's an aggressive player, but
That's vulnerable. I mean, the stiff
unfavorable
spade
with
is
that.
nice, I guess, but wow, that's a lot. With
Well, it's going to work out well because it's going to freeze east west out of the
exactly,
big
they don't
one
get kind
less.
of
I mean, Campbell doesn't necessarily have to be done yet. He is favorable with 6-5 when
yeah,
it comes back to
true.
he might find four spades here.
Which would be kind of great for their side. They would,
He would buy a very nice dummy. Queen third of spades and ace jack third of diamonds, where your partner could have, yeah, he does come back with four
no,
spades.
nice.
I think levels
Now
of
it's
misery.
just gonna go rip all float probably. Probably loves his ace king third of spades,
So the defense,
unless I mean the colors are kind of relevant here for him. As it turns out, it's gonna he could if he guesses clubs correct. If he leads a club off dummy at some point, he's gonna get clubs right.
you mean a club from the north hand?
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, but also I guess he could. No, the diamond shake wouldn't help him out at all. No, no, whatever. He can pitch a club on a spade. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I guess four hearts is just, I mean, sorry, five hearts is
Five
just
five hearts is just cold, right? You're gonna lose a club
just
in the
on two
diamond.
one hearts though.
Right, right, exactly.
Which on this auction, you can't, yeah, okay, he does find the double.
Okay, safety.
Interesting. Camel alerted four spades. Does that show spades at a minor? Is that what he's alerting it as? Nothing. Don't know why it's alerted.
He just missed fat thumbed it.
Yeah, I mean, usually you're going to be two suited here when you take the auction that
Yeah,
Michael
because
had.
you didn't act initially, and then you just balanced four spades, so you didn't have enough to take action with some wild hand.
If somehow Becker had like a 1-2-5-5 hand, he might have guessed to run from four spades double. But obviously here he's charmed to put down a queen third of trumps.
Yeah, yeah, he knows he's putting down something pretty good,
Could
and
be a
it's
little
a
sad.
it
So
ends
see
up
eight of spades.
it ends up being a terrific sacrifice.
So when you're playing on these love bridge, and maybe somebody in the audience has played with this, if when you're the dummy, do you see your partner's
No,
hand?
you do not. I knew this. It's a question I asked specifically. So you just see the play from your perspective as dummy, like you would if you were at the screen.
Yeah, that makes sense that they would do it that way.
Yeah, agreed. Because then there's less, intelligence on your screen, basically for your screen mate. Just the dummy hand, your hand.
So Levin sees that dummy doesn't really have. He was going to play heart a spade, 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 but he sees that dummy doesn't really have any roughing value, so he decides that it can't hurt to hold on to his ace king third of spade, his king and one spade remaining, and see what he can do with that. I'm a little surprised he led the ace of spades and not the king. I think that the defense will
That's
know who has the king of spades on the lead, but I mean, the declare will know, but it could help Rodwell on some hands to know that partner has ace king third of spades instead of just say stiff ace or ace and one. Less attractive to lead from ace and one, obviously, but this auction sort of screams Trump lead.
right. Yeah, just like
Like
you were saying, that sounds like a two suited bid over there on this auction, which means Trump is pretty evident.
Trump is certainly going to be one of the possibilities. And you only have three spades. You're going to be far away from tapping declare out of their long suit, which would be indication. Say at ace king fourth of spades,
Yeah, but you don't want
he
him
might
roughing down a
decide, all
long
right,
suit in the dummy. Or there's
yeah,
suit in
let's
the dummy.
let's go for the heart taps and maybe we can score some of our little spades on power. So is there anything to the play from here?
Doesn't look too bad from this point. He's just gonna try to figure diamonds out, right? Oh, okay. Well, they're gonna lose two diamonds now, and that should be it, right?
Yeah.
Don't do. The other table, not too far ahead. They're just finished. Whoa, they're playing. Okay, they're playing two clubs doubled at the other table on the next board.
Oh, that's been exciting boards, interesting hands.
It looks like it's definitely going to go well for the North South cards, at least defensively so far, which means that we're going to be looking at a 500 posted on a part scored doubled pretty soon.
Right. Spoiler alerts are coming.
It's always nice to go plus 500 when you're not vulnerable.
Yeah, unless your side's due for a slam, that's going
And
to be.
you definitely aren't on this hand, so this is going to be a swing. In fact, I don't even know if North South could. Let me think. That was four. Maybe. I don't know if they have a game.
So it was Law and Milner who went for 500.
Law and Milner went for 500 exactly. It went like takeout double. Well, we're about to see the hand actually, so I won't ruin the surprise, Danny. I like to
Okay.
keep at least one of us on the edge of their seats.
Well, if it was an auction where the bidding started with a takeout, an opening bid and takeout double, that's
It's
the,
going to duplicate here for sure. There's nothing strange that has happened initially except for, you know, I mean, David Berkowitz opened this hand, so I can't imagine it not being an opening hand for Bobby.
so earlier during the open trials and maybe the mixed trials, Gavin was pumping for one of his favorite auctions is to go headhunting after a suit opening and a takeout double. And
And this is exactly what we're about to see. It's where the redouble becomes your pathway to penalizing.
sometimes pass and then double later it also works
Sure.
because say you program with a heart and the next hand doubles and you sort of have like a balanced hand and a good hand.
Yeah,
So
well,
you're like
we
3-2-4-4. You
we made
might
an
pass double later.
yeah, we also made a rule interestingly enough for this situation for our like whole team when we played a GNT. We said after the first redouble, our first doubles take out, something
Hmm.
like that, or there was some position we were playing, but
Well, I'm not sure what's going on here.
maybe no, there it goes. It was just a slow claim.
Time to get.
Probably just took their time
All
popping it in there.
right.
Okay, here we go. So yeah, the other table, the auction basically started with pass, a diamond, double, redouble, two clubs, all double, all pass, basically. Or
So I am not a fan of the. Sorry, turn my sound off.
no, no
The
worries, man.
so if it starts a diamond double, redouble, I see no reason for East to go bidding two clubs. Two
Right.
clubs is going to run away from you. What you should do in these sorts of hands, unless you play passes. Penalties is just pass. Let partner run to one heart, which is what they're going to do, and make them double you at the one level. I mean, here you might even just decide, all right, our 4-3 hearts is going to play within one trick of what our potential 4-4 club
Yeah.
fit would play as.
Let's see if Camel does choose that action here, and then it'd be interesting to see what Rodwell will do after one heart if that's the way it does shake out.
Presumably he's going to double. I mean, you don't unless double is takeout, you don't redouble and then have them land in your 4-card suit and chicken out and say, well, I don't really want to play this. No. Obviously, he'd rather have like 8-10-9 for the hearts than 8-6-5 of hearts, but
Yeah, good point in the chat. Like partner might be sometimes off shape here, so sticking out two clubs is a little more
two
risky
clubs
in
is
this auction.
two clubs is quite risky. So how does one heart play if that's where they
Well, what's he gonna lead against one heart? Is he gonna lead a low trump or something and just start?
don't know? I mean, they have a fair amount of winners. They've got the ace king clubs, ace of hearts. I'm sorry, ace king clubs, ace of diamonds is 3, two heart winners is 5,
Club
and the
lead's
king
gonna blow up a trick
6.
though for him. Diamond
Yeah.
lead would be pretty amazing.
So, all right, we'll see here if Camel sits out one heart doubles or not. He knows he's in a bad spot, no matter what he does.
But you're right. He has to really like the fact by hating everything else that he's at the one level.
Yep. And not only that, not that this should matter at this level, but when you're doubled and going to go for a number, it's much more fun to have partner play it than to struggle through with saving that extra under trick. So here, yeah, I think this is
Yeah,
going to be
there it is. There's a nice low heart lead. So looks pretty safe, and now maybe it'll go diamond switch here. No, no looking. It's not looking like Dummy's roughing anything, and
Mm, yeah, I mean, you sort of have a natural when you put up the king hearts and it holds, you sort of have a natural diamond shift.
be mildly surprised the partner's the one that's short in the suit.
So I see six obvious winners for the declare. I'm just wondering if there's any possibility in that club suit of at some point end playing north to breaking clubs for you. And I don't really see it, to be honest with you, but you never know.
Yeah, as long
Wait a
as they're
minute.
careful when blocking.
And declare just plays the clubs in a club and duck of the honor and then have three club tricks. Yeah, they might even make
Yeah, they
this.
could do that for sure. That would be a fine play because you know Eric's going to have to split that for sure, and that'll be revealing at whatever moment that happens.
So the defense is going to need to establish all of their pointed suit winners before declare does something like that in clubs.
Well, what's North South going to get? They're going to get three trump tricks probably, right? Because they're going to get the Ace King of Hearts, probably a diamond rough at some point. They don't need a
Mm.
diamond rough though, right? Could they promote their Eight of Hearts possibly?
It is possible. Let's do the cheat and see what the let's do double.
Where's Dana? So
Uh,
yeah, there
yeah,
we
they've
go.
got to get their pointed suit tricks going.
Yeah,
That's sort of what I expected because of that seventh trick available in clubs.
a club looks like it's okay here as well, just because it alleviates the pressure on that probably.
A club was okay.
Yeah,
Is that what it's?
yeah, it was. Sorry, I don't know why it lags there. There it is.
I'm wondering why the club how a club works.
Is it just because it keeps North from getting end played possibly?
See that.
Nine of clubs, low Jack King.
Yeah, if you go low jack king, then you have no entry to the dummy
Yeah, but if he
later.
hops
If you win
Ace,
it,
he doesn't have
ace.
that. He still has that finesse possibility coming in the future.
Yeah. All right, we see the diamond shift.
Yep. That
So
just seems so normal here. He'll
our
probably
ball will
play
overtake it, play a
King of
diamond
Diamonds
back.
and a diamond. Exactly. He doesn't want to get stuck on lead with this. Well, he played low. Okay, interesting. Guess he knows he can always exit a heart safely.
Mm.
Yeah, welcome in the chat. Thanks for the questions, comments, all that good stuff.
So that's is still okay here, I think. And they have time to get in and what they need to do next time they get in is they've gotten established their diamond tricks. They need to take their diamond trick and get their slow spade trick going as well.
It's still going to be a swing
Yeah,
for the north south pair, most likely, right?
going to either be
Or,
7 if he goes down
or sorry,
or
the east west pair. Excuse me.
12, I think, if he makes it. So what does Becker know here? He doesn't know for sure how the diamonds are because Rodwell might have unblocked the king of diamonds from king third at this point instead of king one. I think he can be pretty confident that the hearts are 4-2. Uh, yeah, he doesn't really know where the ace of spades is either. He sort of wants the opponents to play something for him. I'm talking about Becker's point of view here. And that might suggest a diamond exit, but then, yeah.
Pardon me. No. Yeah, thanks. Glad you're enjoying it. We will try to get as much bridge as possible online today. Can't guarantee too much. This is the last piece of the puzzle for the World Championships. We have the women's team, we have the mixed team, and we have the open team. Just the seniors.
He does exit a diamond, figuring that the opponents are going to have to do something for him. Either
Spades.
break spades, and he gets his king of spades, break clubs, and that potentially gives him a trick, or
Just lead a
uh,
heart.
just lead hearts. Yeah,
And they won't be foolish enough to lead diamonds, that's for sure.
yeah. I mean, that probably wouldn't cost a trick because eventually that eight of hearts would come back to life at some point if they do.
Yeah, because they
So
would shorten one of their positions there for sure. More likely dummy.
spots matter. What's Rodball going to do here? Well, he knows his partner's going to win this diamond, so he doesn't need to rough it. He's got to be a little bit worried about pitching clubs with that queen 10 fourth of clubs looming, king 10 fourth of clubs looming behind him. So I think he's going to find a spade chip pitch. So I'm wondering how many. This is board 6. We have after this we'll have 9 more boards in 60 minutes. So I feel like we're behind the pace.
Yeah, I agree.
So slow play penalties are definitely possible here.
Well, and the other table is bidding board 8 at least at this point. So this has been really one of the slower sessions I can remember.
Yeah. So 11 wins the diamond, and
Broadwell pitches spade, low spade
yeah,
there.
that's what we expected.
So he just needs to figure out. I mean,
Did it say ace of spades lets it make it?
I don't think so. Oh yeah, it does.
Oh, it does because
Yeah.
now the spade honors are blocked.
Yep. Ace lead. A low spade doesn't seem too bad from this position. To be fair, like it's one of
Mhm.
the times where underleading your ace can't really be that terrible because left-hand opponent has some spade length, and smacking the ace down does seem like it's a pretty rough play here. Diamond can't be
Yeah, and
right.
he knows that partner has at most 2 spades left. Although partner might have been pitching a spade to get a spade off. That wasn't the case here.
Yeah, he let a club.
So presumably Becker is going to win the not going to win the ace by ducking the club. He's basically killed the dummy, but he wanted to get there to make his spade play. All right, so I think this hand's over. The
Yep,
interest
it
in this
is.
hand is over now. The defense has their 2 spade tricks and their heart trick and a club trick.
All right, the number's 30 now.
30, but it's going to be 23 after this hand, we're guessing.
Yep, yep. They'll claw some back because 500 was the number they
Mhm. Credit
hooked
for
themselves up with.
passing one diamond redoubled and having the strength to just sit for one heart doubled as well. Okay, 7 imps rolls. Onward.
So let's maybe jump ahead a bit here.
Is there an interesting board at this other table?
I don't know. I thought we would just get ahead and maybe jump into one player's shoes right here. I hope I
All right.
got it in time. So just a one hard opening bid by law, it looks like. They play like a
Unless they're
normal
playing
system, right?
the F word.
Huh.
Yeah, no fun.
Yeah, no Flannery. That is true. It is the Flannery hand. And we'll keep track of the other table as well. Don't worry, folks.
All right, so when we see a three club preempt on our left and we have this sort of hand, our first thought should be, well, are we going to be reopening with a double to protect in case partner has a trap pass of three clubs? And this hand has some good things going for it in that regard because you have three aces, but
It's also a minimum.
yeah, well, yeah, the minimum isn't so much important as shape and the vulnerability. So partner's less likely to be going headhunting at this vulnerability if they have an opening bid and say king 10 fourth of clubs, they would just bid three, not trump, not try to penalize them at unfavorable vulnerability. So it's not all that likely that
What do we do if we see a negative double here? Is the question.
if we see negative double here,
Bid four
obviously we're going to
spades.
bid spades, and we have a really good hand for a minimum opposite of negative double.
Yep.
That good those spots are really that jack 10 and 8 of hearts, picture say king and one heart opposite, that might be useful, or
Sure.
queen and one. Ace and nine fourth of spades is good. Aces are good.
Just heart shortness over there, and five spades wouldn't be terrible either.
Yeah,
Some
well,
chunky
if partner
cards in
makes
the
a negative
minors.
double there and they have five spades, then they're going to be, oh, we see four club
Oh,
bid.
weak. Interesting. So that's just a
All right, so
heart race here.
this is going to be a heart race, and it doesn't necessarily show the world in terms of slam values
Yeah,
because,
it shows usually enough to play game,
yeah,
and
well,
then they can
it has to be
clarify
enough to play the
afterwards.
game or force the game.
No, no, no. So I'm just giving it to everybody here. It's like rather than 10 plus, folks, it's 13 plus in
Right, right.
total points as we're talking. And here's, hey, okay, just in
So
case I have a little
yeah,
extra
he
stuff. And
doesn't he doesn't hate his hand. In fact, opposite genuine heart support, having three aces is very strong.
sure,
And, uh,
he just
he's a
hates his heart
little
suit.
he could be a little less. Well, I mean, if partner has four hearts, he can be a little less
Man, partner is
negative
saying
about
I
that.
just have my
Yeah, this
good
is a
heart
good
raise.
pass here.
There we go. All right, so we're gonna get to declare this hand as well. So
Good
left hand
fun.
opponent has bid three clubs. So let's get our
Left,
whiteboard out here. Well, left hand opponent
left
is
hand.
David Berkowitz, but they're white red, so we could have
Yeah,
a little bit of stuff. Wow, partner has a good hand over there. That's
yeah.
16 for them. We have 13. That's 29. Give Berkowitz, I don't know, 7. That's 36. That gives Garner like 4 or something like that on a good day.
Well, yeah, we know Berkowitz has the king queen of clubs. It's just a
Exactly.
question of we're left with two other kings, and
And he doesn't have to have either of them.
or he could have both. His
Exactly.
partner's a passed hand, and he could just be in there with king queen 10 6 of the club and a couple of kings that he's just
It seems like we're going to have to find out about hearts, but not necessarily about spades. We might be able to shake spades on diamonds
yeah.
if they run home. Oh,
Yeah, he's not even bothering with the
not
heart
even
finesse.
messing around. Yep. He has such good spots. He can just jam it out. And then,
Yeah, so this wasn't all that interesting hand. They'll cash a club.
unless diamonds are 5-0.
Yeah, well, hearts are 4-1, but like we said about the good heart spots, that's not a problem.
Yeah.
All right, this hand's over.
All right, let's see the whole hand.
That's confusing because now the hands reoriented themselves back to the normal way. All
Now
right.
you're back to normal. There you go. You were sitting here, folks, but whatever. They just claimed 11 like we knew they would. The question in the thing, why not take a heart finesse? And the answer is he wants to get hearts off the table as quickly as possible to avoid any other roughs or things like that. And also,
Yeah, diamonds could be 5-0, for example. Wow, wow, this is a crazy hand.
yeah,
But let's go
there
back
it
to
is.
our other table and
No, let's stay here. I like this one.
all
Let's
right.
stay
Well,
ahead. And also, I might not be able to stick around for the entire time, so let's get as
okay,
deep into the set as we can get.
okay.
Uh, I mean, wow. I don't know what I would do with David's hand.
I think I'm just the one
Just
heart bidder.
one. If the
But
spots and hearts were better, maybe four hearts makes more sense or
three or four
something.
hearts has some attraction, but I think I'd like one.
Yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 is a nice deuce to seven triple draw hand, but not necessarily a good holding under your king queen of hearts.
It's the nuts unless they're all in the same suit, in which case it's worthless. But That's what we
Is
call
that true?
going.
The flush counts in deuce to seven? I forgot.
Flushes and straights count against you. In fact, I was in the final three of a deuce to seven tournament, and I had made a single draw. I made a jack, and my opponent was drawing to a 10 and made a 10 high flush. So
Nice. Ship it.
that was the difference between third, and second.
All right, so he chose three hearts. Which
Yeah.
can't kind of blame
So
anything, but Milner has an interesting hand now too. I mean,
yeah, he's not really got anywhere to go.
yeah.
I mean, when you have this kind of length in the hard suit, if partner has
But
a strong, they're going to re-up it with a double. And if they
yeah,
don't have a
what I meant
well,
was that if it does go interesting in the way that if he does pass, which that's kind of his only choice, and partner reopens, what would you do? I think you would pretty likely float it if partner's
I
willing to
would float
reopen
it
the three level
with that ace jack eight six of hearts. Those are all
behind the guy,
deuces and
and
nines.
partner
Yeah.
has extras. I mean, I don't think Law's going to want to play three hearts doubled with his hand. He looks
No,
like
but
a
he's
lot of
got. I mean,
offense, and
he's
Garner's
got an interesting
certainly
spot.
got an interesting spade hand. So this is
Yeah,
crazy.
this is the sort of auction that can go a lot of different ways. So Milner should pass here. I mean, he's tempted to do something, but I don't see what he's going
Yeah,
to
he's
do.
just he just doesn't have the values or really the
Now,
bid
Garner
to.
can't be too thrilled with this turn of events. I mean, he's got a suit that figures to be better than his partner suit,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
doesn't want to go anywhere. All
and
right,
he
so he's got.
certainly if it went a diamond and his partner had passed here or even bid at the one level, he would have talked about his spades at some point for sure. The three
So
heart bid
now
jams it up.
we're at the point where Laws need to decide how to re-up it because he can't pass with
Yeah,
his
what
hand.
would you do here, Danny? I mean, double is
I,
attractive to some degree, but you might just have a lot of offense. I mean, your two kings, I guess, are attractive defensively.
I would certainly double.
Okay, and then you would pull like four clubs to four diamonds, something like that.
Sure, sure. I mean, I'm not going to sit for four clubs for sure when I have seven diamonds.
Yeah.
I'd probably pull three spades to four diamonds too if
Would you
partner.
pull three hearts doubled to three spades if you're Garner?
Wow.
It's actually not the worst choice, I guess.
Yeah. I think I
He's
would. I
a
mean,
diamond, a heart, a spade, and
you know your suit is at least as good as partner suit,
yeah,
and your hand's not going to be worth much to him on.
yeah. It would be shocking if partner's suit is is close to as good as yours in the North chair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
you
probably would have done
probably.
something differently. They would have might have overhold one or four or doubled or done something other than three hearts if they had better suit than that. So here, Reese, he took a while over the three heart call. He should have shouldn't be surprising that it goes past that double. He should have been ready to for this to know what's going on.
Right, like we were talking about before he even passed the first time. It's kind of natural to think about, okay, what's going to happen if it does go reopen? But it seems like a pretty normal pass here. If partner's willing to reopen at this level, especially, and you have these cards, it seems
Mhm.
pretty likely that this is a good spot for you.
Yeah.
But you never know. The other team, I mean, Danny, we might just get to a point where they slow down play at this table because they're so slow at the other table. I'm serious.
Have we
They're still at board seven. They're still playing board seven right now, and we're
which
almost
which
to the
was
play
board
board
seven?
time.
Remind me.
It was a spade part score by East West. They were down two and two spades at our table.
Oh, okay.
Remember this hand? It looks like it's trending in a similar direction here. They're gonna maybe win a couple imps.
He chooses three no trump.
Wow,
Well, ain't
interesting.
that interesting?
He's gonna be surprised on a spade lead, but how many tricks can they rip off? A
Well, he's
lot.
got seven diamonds and the ace of hearts, and if they lead a spade, that's his
And the spade. There you go. There's nine.
three trump hole.
Wow, nice. What were they getting? Three hearts. Well, I mean, honestly, we weren't sure if they were going to play three hearts. He took Garner right off the.
Yeah. Reese is going to be, well, three hearts double would have been interesting, but this is going to be an easy nine tricks now.
Yep. And now the ace of spades takes a lot of the pressure off as well. He goes, okay, that's nine. No matter what happens next, basically, he's guaranteed nine tricks, even if the clubs get broken. He has plenty of safety here.
So three hearts double, he would have taken
Two hearts.
three hearts, right?
Three hearts. Yeah, the eights, the eight, and the stiffs in both
Okay.
hands are really interesting. Yeah, that's crazy.
So three hearts for sure and a diamond for sure.
Yeah, and
And then
then
clubs,
however
I
many
don't know.
clubs.
Yeah, it's either one or two clubs.
Yeah.
So
So he did well to bid three now. Basically, is what we're saying. We're
yeah,
thinking
well,
about
he
five
found
hundred.
his partner with a pretty amazing hand.
Yeah, he wasn't expecting a seven card suit to be running here, right?
Yeah, I'm sure Lowell, when he saw 300 come back, thought, "Well, that was a good bid for my partner." That's what I wanted to hear. I mean, when you have this sort of
Yeah,
hand,
sure, exactly. If you can stop Hart's partner, this diamond suit's probably going to go pretty well for you.
yeah,
And this is interesting. Also, it kind of shows the point as we're talking about how many heart tricks that East West would get against a heart contract. It's three because David's heart suit is really bad after the King Queen. We talked about in the auction, Danny. 7 5 4 3 2. That's why you lose to the eight of hearts sometimes, and that's why it's not necessarily as amazing as
yeah. You can even imagine spots where you lose to like the six of hearts
yeah.
if the
Yeah,
hearts are really bad against you. I mean, here the hearts are just 4-1-1 around the table, but you can imagine them being 5-1-0 around the table with
sure.
Reese having ace, jack, 10, 8, 6 of hearts and just like getting annihilated in the heart suit.
Yeah, Jerry, I agree. It's a good bid by Miller. He's like threading the needle with this bid. He's trying to kind of figure out which way is best, and he's ended up choosing a really nice way. And he's crowding out a heart trick now as well. Nicely done.
Yeah, so I'll make four.
He knows he's so safe because this person's on lead with the ace of clubs, or even if they don't have the ace of clubs, they're leading from this hand. Nice.
Mhm. All right, 630 for the Milner team. That's going to be a good result, I assume, for them.
Seems like it, right?
You never know.
Well, we know that the other table will get there in about 20 or 30 minutes. So we'll find out at some point.
All
Here
right.
we go again. All right,
Well,
this is a nice action set.
these hands have not been boring.
I would pass David's hand, but
Yeah, I think you're below the line for an opening bid, although,
especially with this kind of everything, there's a lot of extra like cards there that look nice, but it's just not quite enough. And then the
yeah.
question is, what does Reese do with this one? Two
Yeah.
hearts. Second chair, equal white. It's a terrible
Um,
suit.
I'm not thrilled with none of 0 or 1 or 2 hearts.
Yeah,
None
one
of them.
seems like I would. I don't like one. Okay, I
So,
think that's if there's a bid other than pass, that's the one I can get behind the most. I think.
so I think Garner's going to make an off-shake takeout double here.
I
Yeah,
think
okay.
Law's probably just gonna bid four hearts now, right?
For sure, Law bid 4 hearts.
It says eight
Unless
diamonds and three hearts.
unless he wants to screw around and do something like bid two spades or three clubs. Four
For
hearts is,
sure, sure
and
could.
I wouldn't be totally shocked to see him take some sort of weird bid here.
If we have time, Jerry, we'll take a look for sure. So yeah, this he could get creative with a hand like this. His son would have gotten quite creative, I bet, in situations like this. Justin Law. Newly, he's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame in Toronto this summer. It should be a great ceremony. You going to be there, Danny?
I am. I'm going to be in Toronto. I'm not planning on going to the Hall of Fame dinner. Um, yeah,
So he bid four diamonds here, which
he's trying to involve his partner in a potential five level decision here.
sure.
I think Berkowitz just has a normal five club bid, and it turns out that if they get to five clubs and the diamond is led, now the defense has so Declare has a pitch for his heart.
Yep. And then he'll make it if he guesses spades correctly, which is
Yeah.
not.
Of course, I mean, I'm looking at Berkowitz's hand with six clubs. I forgot he had four spades as well, so they might just
Yeah.
play four spades.
So he's
Yeah.
offering probably spades with this.
Yeah.
There we
So if
go.
the Declare defense leads a heart, they can establish a heart and diamond, a spade, and get a club ruff.
Yep.
Before finding a club ruff when you have a doubleton
It's tough.
isn't so easy.
It's tough when the opponents are playing their 8 card fit, but they have a side 11 card fit.
Well, this is also Declare also has the jack of spades to worry about.
Do you I was just gonna say, do you just put the ace of diamonds on the table frequently? I think that seems not too bad. Also, from your eight card
So
suit.
being so once again, this sort of gets to the point of the king queen of diamonds is going to be able to pitch a heart away.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, you can't blame him, right?
Well, there is an issue with that though, because you can't get to your hand to get to that king of diamonds unless law continues diamonds. So
Good
say
point.
you could switch to a heart. I
Because
mean,
it
how do
could
you get
go
up to
queen of
that hand?
hearts, and he could go boom, hop up, and score his club rough also.
Yeah, he can hop, take the heart, and give him
Yeah,
part of one. Yeah, but he's not going to do that.
he has to switch to a heart here
Hmm.
to make that play possible at all. But all right,
All right, so continue the diamond. There goes the heart.
now he just needs to get spades right. He can still see a club rough come though. If
He doesn't need to get spades right
yeah,
if
sorry, he doesn't need to get spades right if for to make it. Sorry.
so notice Law play the deuce of diamonds suit preference for clubs. That might be enough to suggest to Milner that there's a club rough coming, but he's still going to wonder what the hell's going on. Really, there are 11 clubs here. I guess, it's not that hard to see.
Yeah,
Uh,
especially if he can kind of intuit that partner has hearts.
mhm.
So
All right, so we do see the heart pitch.
and
Garner sort of didn't want to take the heart pitch right away because he wanted to lead a spade from the dummy. He didn't want to have to lead a spade from his hand.
right.
I guess it can just cross the ace of hearts and do
Yep.
this too. I don't know. This is another fascinating board.
Well, he doesn't necessarily know what's going on with the ace of spades either, right? I mean, Milner doesn't necessarily rate to
Oh,
have it as
sure. Yeah. I'm looking at the hands and analyzing here, which I shouldn't be doing. So yeah, moving the
yeah.
spade towards the king.
Yeah, you
I
could
don't
go
know.
either way with this one, probably, right?
We might just try a spade. Well,
He just knows he has to get trumps done as efficiently as possible because he can see a club problem happening very quickly.
right. I mean, so Garner, um, if he takes the inference about the deuce of diamonds, the clubs are 2-0 the way they are, and that hearts are 6-3 the way they are. I don't know if he has a good idea about exactly how many diamonds Law has. Law might have only 7 diamonds and 3 spades instead of 8 diamonds and 2 spades, and still take the same action. So
So there's a
wow.
question about the last board. I think it's you're you can't argue that 3 no Trump worked here. But aren't we trading a sure plus for a minus in so many situations? I mean, I don't know if it's. I think it was more difficult because of the vulnerability and the amount they thought they could beat their contract versus what they could make in 3 no Trump, and that was
I tend to agree with the question. I think that when you have the ace jack eight six of hearts, you
and
just
you only have a marginal hand, and partners reopened in a spot where they're likely to reopen a lot of times. That
right. And there's you have no knowledge that you're going to see 7 diamonds come down in the dummy.
for sure.
So I mean, a more normal, say 4-1-3-5-3 kind of hand with 14, 15 points.
Is it possible that he just knows that Law is just not going to reopen too light in this situation in general, or
I don't think. I mean, it's not a matter of so much of light as more of just hand texture and
yeah, trick
and
taking ability?
yeah. I mean, he needs to rep with a 4-1-5-3
Excuse me.
pattern with almost anything.
Yeah, yeah, it's
So
such a spot that you have to get in there. So with so many hands that it is true that you're not a sure plus score, but you definitely know you have time to develop tricks in a situation like that when
so
you're
let's say
hard
let's
walling so
say
good.
getting back to where we are here. Let's say Garner does lead a spade to the 10 and jack because Garner has pitched away the heart loser. Miller can see there's not much future in the heart suit. So maybe he just plays the club back
Exactly, just because it's the only option.
just because.
And now they get two spades and a club rough.
Right.
Yeah. So Milner's opening bit of two hearts might have, might cloud that ace of spades issue for sure. Yeah, I've got about 10 more minutes in me, folks, and Danny, for this set. I wasn't expecting it to necessarily go the full amount of time, but it looks like it might even go over because we're on board 11, and this is a pretty. This is a table that we can see that once they figure it out, they will take their tricks.
Yeah. So what's Garner thinking about here? I mean, say Lowell has ace third of spades, no jack, and he plays a spade to the 10 and jack. Now the flip ruff and the ace of spades would defeat him.
Yeah. So while we're just waiting for this, and I'll keep an eye on it. Those of you that were asking about this in the chat, you wanted to see
Whee!
what the
Four
other people
hearts.
did. There's four hearts by Bobby there, and now, I mean, does Camel reopen double automatically with four here? Also,
Mm,
it's
I
less
think he
automatic.
should. I mean,
Now it's more likely to go pass by Becker, though. That's for sure.
yeah, well, Becker for sure. You can take it to the bank that
Yeah,
he will pass four
yeah,
hearts double. And the more interesting question is, will Rodwell decide that spades is better than hearts?
yeah. We should. I should be back later for sure, folks. Like, you know, in the 90% area. Let's see. Let's see what
So,
they do here. So at the other table, it went spade to the king and ace now,
mhm.
and I will.
So now he needs to give him the club rough to beat it.
Well, now I think he can still guess spades to make it from there, right? Because he can transport over to dummy with
Oh,
a
right,
heart
right,
or a
right.
club still. He
Yeah.
did get a club through.
Okay. And so still needs to guess the
In
spades.
fact, let's bring it back there, and then we'll cycle back to the other table and give you the full experience here while we're at it. So now he just needs to guess spades from this point, which he probably will, right? Knowing that,
Yeah, this gets back to did he start out 7-8-8-2 or 7-3 in the pointed suits?
he got it right. There it is.
Well done,
Nicely done,
Garner.
Mr. Garner.
That's a very nice 420 for their
Very
side.
nice. Yeah, exactly. Got to feel good about that. And they've had a couple of results here that I suppose both sides could get behind. We saw that result earlier with the East-West pair, and now the North-South pair gets behind it.
Let's
So
jump over to the four hearts double
yeah,
potential.
here it is. And there it was. Pass, pass, double, pass, pass, pass. There it was, folks.
Okay, so
And I think
this
we mentioned that three hearts was going to be 500, so this should be 800, correct? So,
depends on the club.
oh no,
The club gets.
yeah, exactly. Sorry, it's going to depend on how they play that later. All right, and now, well, welcome back to another 6-5 hand. This time in the North chair. Classic red suits. I mean, I would just open a heart with that hand, Danny. It seems like the best way to go.
Milner's going to up in some number of
Two
spades in front of
spades, you think? Yeah, 6-4 with that nice. That's a nice suit, right?
him.
Would you rather
Yeah,
have? Well, I don't know. Would you rather have this suit or King Jack 7-5-4-3-2?
I'd rather have Queen Jack 9-8-6-4. I like the intermediate texture better.
Yes.
So
Ooh,
we'll see. We'll see. Garner's probably just going to overcall three hearts. They might have like a four diamonds and hearts bit
yeah,
available.
the Leaping
Choose
Michaels
that.
here.
If he has it and he chooses that, that's certainly possible. It looks like well, North South can loses a spade, a heart, and that's it. So he
So
has
he
three
has a
spades,
direct Michaels
non-lead,
bid. Interesting.
and Law's got a pretty nice hand for this auction. Everybody's got good hands. Wall's got a good
Yeah,
hand. Burke's got an
yeah.
opening good. It's Reese that has the three count that's you know upset the apple cart.
So this is usually businessy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And David's gonna maybe bid four clubs past or correct here.
I am not sure what he's going to do.
It's a good hand. It's so weird. He's.
It's three no trump.
I mean, the interesting thing is Milner is so light. So what the hell is three no trump? Is the question. Is it just asking about the suit, or is it an offer in this situation? I don't
I'd
know.
like to play it as an offer to play, and then four clubs is pass for Greg personally. But um, three no trump should be sacred ground unless it's super obvious that you can't belong in no trump.
Got it.
Three should
And
be the play.
and you think North? I think this is one of those hands where it's pretty obvious you don't want to be in no trump, but I could be
Yeah, I don't think
convinced.
North is going to sit for three no.
Yeah,
I mean, it turns out the spades are in such a way they can't run spades, but the defense can lead a spade and shift the clubs before the ace of hearts is knocked down.
yeah. And then it's just
And then
no
it's three,
bueno.
three clubs and two aces. But yeah, this is not a hand that I want to put down in dummy in no trump.
It's so skewed because of how weak Reese's hand is, but how good everyone else's hands are, right? But
Yeah,
I like that shape with a preempt white red, especially 6-4. You have a
six
good suit.
four
You're
to
making one
four.
bid.
Plus, you're bidding spades too. It's just like,
Yeah,
hey, I
and
mean,
you're
it's
stiff in
zero
the
on
other
money.
major. It's like
Yeah, everything about that hand that says preempt.
except it's except it's dumpster fire of a value down, but
Yeah, well, I mean, we used to write 5 to 11 on our
yeah, yeah,
margin cards for week two bids. Now it's more like 3 to 10.
yeah, something
Just
like
because this sort of hand is an opening is a two spade bid.
yeah. And so many
If you have
hands
a,
with 10 points are just opening bids nowadays that you just didn't
yeah,
open back in the 80s and 90s, basically.
yeah.
Garner's just taking his time. You can understand.
Well, I think he's trying to figure out whether he should be running to hearts or diamonds. I mean, if he runs to four hearts and say partner has a stiff heart and good values,
Now
they
he's
may
at the
end up
5 level.
getting to the five level when they don't really want to be there. And he sort of wants to, run somewhere and then be able to like run to four clubs and then redouble, but you can't do that.
Well,
He
welcome to the
wants,
broadcast from New Zealand there, 5 a.m. on Monday morning. You have Monday off also. We have Monday off here in the States. It's Memorial Day. It's a big holiday. And for those of you out there that have served, thank you for your service. Enjoy the day. We appreciate it.
yeah, for sure.
And Garner's going to serve up something here. We're just not sure what the heck it's going to be.
It's a good one. Well, normally when you make these Michaels type bids, you prefer to have five hearts and either five or longer of your minor and not the other way around, just because of these sorts of problems.
Yeah, because it's hard to make the right
Um,
choice.
as opposed to that, I mean, he did want to get when he bids three spades here, he gets the fact that he's got such great shape and
All right,
more.
so he chose hearts. And now will Lal let that go? He will not.
Yeah, I think not that Garner was trying to do this, but once the opponent seemed to be struggling to bid three no trump and then struggling to bid four hearts, and you have this hand, you just want to
You
sort of.
just know you want to get in there for sure. And this is going to be interesting though, because
I mean, they don't have a lot of tricks on defense.
yeah, he's gonna make this thing. Especially that stiff 10 of hearts is so key here.
Yeah,
I think it goes ace of spades.
he's got to lead the ace of spades
It's
and
gonna be
be
like,
very
oh,
disappointed to see the king of spades in the dummy.
yeah, exactly. Thanks, partner.
And
And then he sees the king of clubs is in the slot there behind him.
yeah, he also when he sees
Oh,
oh, he
wow,
really
he let it diamond. Interesting, trying to get his partner rough.
I guess.
And then he can kind of figure out, okay, if they have two suits, it's less likely to be clubs, so maybe partner short diamonds. That's not unreasonable, I suppose. Here,
I mean, I don't know. I forgot Berkowitz bid three no trump. That's why he's not leading the ace of
yeah,
spades.
that makes more sense now because Berkowitz, if that was in fact an offer, and it looks like it wasn't any sort of alert here, then he has something in spades. So the ace of spades rates to not be great.
Yeah, I was thinking that on a good day you find your partner with king queen 10 6 of spades and you start tapping them and
Yeah. Well, here, if it's a 7 card hard fit, he knows he's going to get in with the ace of hearts also and have another chance at giving partner diamond rough.
Hmm.
The question is, if it goes low hard, is it going to go just hop ace here? Diamond? That
I
seems like it's dangerous also.
don't think so. Well, I think Law knows that Garner wouldn't be pulling to a 5 card hard suit. So he knows his partner's got to step. If Garner's going to
And
pull, it's
also, Lal can recognize that his partner has nothing. His partner has queen jack of spades and out, so he
yeah.
rates to probably have a stiff heart on this sort of hand.
Well, even notwithstanding, if Garner was going to pull, he would never pull to four hearts with five. He'd either
With
pull to
five, yeah,
four of
he
his
would have
minor
pulled the four of his
or
minor and given partner the choice.
yeah.
Yep, makes sense. Very good stuff.
So
Very slow stuff.
the only wrinkle here is maybe he's going to take a first round heart finesse full to 10.
While they're thinking about that,
What happened in four hearts doubled on
I'll come back to that in a second. But this is the auction. It went. We saw a two heart opening bid at our table.
all right.
Here they're gonna play four spades also, but it went a club four diamonds, double
Mm.
four spades, and
God, this has been such a great set of boards. Holy moly.
yeah, no kidding. All right,
So
so
can we
here
just look
goes
at
a
the
heart.
scorecard to see what happened on 10 and four
I
hearts?
will tell you right now. Yeah, let me just get to the other table there. It was minus 500, so it was a win for the
Oh.
visiting team, which is Lal here.
So I guess he
He got clubs
did
right.
well.
Right. It was going to come down to getting clubs right. He must have gotten those right. Okay.
All right, so Garner has led a heart a trick too, and Law's thinking.
There we go.
Once again, this is the sort of spot you want to be able to play in tempo, and he had plenty of time to realize that when Garner was in the tank, that a heart might be the play that he was making. So if he's on his game, he should be ready to decide whether he's going to rise ace or play low. And um, I think he would have been playing low smoothly in tempo with the ace 10 fourth of hearts. So this might give Garner a clue that sticking in the six of hearts might be not the right idea. All right,
And
didn't
he
matter.
won't have to make
Those
that
ace.
choice anyway, and he'll be loving seeing that 10 of hearts now because now he knows he can draw trump efficiently from one hand.
He will be licking his
Yep.
lips.
Game over, basically. He'll
Yeah.
probably, yeah, I was just going to
He
say,
can
he'll
just
probably
overtake the trumps
unblock
and
this and
and
then,
then run the hearts and ask who has the ace of spades.
yep, and it is his screen mate, so that'll be a quick conversation.
Yeah. I mean, he can probably infer that Lowell has the ace of spades both from his double and his non-spade lead if he had the,
Yeah, good point. If you just had small spades, you would have led.
or queen and one or something
Sure,
like that.
sure. You would have been perfect position to attack the king there for sure.
This hand notwithstanding, that's a good general rule is when the opponents bid and raise a suit and then they don't lead it, the person on lead usually has the ace and not the king.
Good, very good rule to follow. All
Else,
right.
why wouldn't they lead the suit that they've
Right.
shown
They
when?
have to have a problem in that suit to cause this sort of decision not to lead it.
I mean, there are spots where they might lead a singleton or they might feel like a trump lead is better, but if you have a guess for the ace of spades, you usually play the opening leader for it when they didn't lead a suit.
And here comes the end of the hand right here. There's probably going to be a claim pretty quickly.
So this was going to be 990
Yep.
for
I mean, you cannot blame Law for taking a crack at this one at the four level. He has four trumps headed by the ace and two other outside aces. His partner opened. Preemptively, obviously, but still. It's unlucky.
yeah.
We'll let
It's a
that be a
little
lesson to
the
you.
club ace didn't cash.
Yeah, exactly.
Still, I mean, he does have the ace 5 4 3 of trumps and anyway. All right, on to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
next one.
That's another spot discussion. So this is probably going to have to be my last hurrah of the day, but I'll thank you now for joining, Danny, and everyone else for joining and watching. We'll be back later on this evening.
So this looks like it's going to be four hearts and not too much trouble. What's going on at the other table? Just
They finished. They're on board 12 now. Actually, they've caught up because they've taken some time here. So,
I'm guessing board 12 at the other table might be more interesting than board 13 here.
what's going to happen on board 13 here? Is it just should we wait and see what Milner does, or it's not going to really make a difference here?
I mean, there's some interest as whether or not they get to game. It's what
Danny's
15.
comments were great. Danny's comments are always great.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Milner's two spades was a super aggressive opener,
Mhm.
and in fact, just two diamonds there. So now it'll go two hearts. At least they'll get their raise in. But
Yeah.
here, Becker's considering.
So what happened on 11?
They chopped four spades. They both made four spades. That's the hand I flashed over to it, Danny. They were in the process of bidding four spades after it went pass and then a four diamond overcall.
Oh, right, right, right. Okay, with the
Made a
ace jack.
made a negative double and then yeah, for
That was an
sure.
interesting hand too, and we'll see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
so
set's been actually stock full of really interesting hands, and they did choose two spades with this also. See, that's kind of with this sort
so
of shape, it seems pretty normal.
if Mike Becker's opening two spades, that means that everybody's opening
That
two.
means it's a standard opening two spade bid. Yeah.
So we'll see how Rodwell treats this
I
hand.
I think we would both agree. So this is Leaping Michaels here. This is showing hearts and diamonds specifically, so it's more specific for Levin to understand.
Well, this
Camel's got a
this somewhat preempts the auction, and now Levin's not going to.
He's not going to bid four hearts,
He's not going to think partner has six
right?
hearts.
He's just going to pass four diamonds if given the opportunity.
No, 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 no. He's not going to pass.
Oh, he's just going to kick it in. You think?
Yeah, I
Even with
mean,
the two kings on the outside there that look worthless.
well, some people like four diamonds is actually forcing there. It's certainly a strong bid, and yes,
Understood. Got it.
your black kings are not pulling full value, but your queen and one heart is a very nice card. Ace third of diamonds is quite good.
Understood. I was just going to say if Camel does anything here, does that slow Bobby down also?
Well, Camel might bid four spades. I don't think he has got any other. It's either that or pass. And then, yeah, I think even over four spades, I think Levin's going to chance the vulnerable game. He might even,
I
not
wish I could,
inconsistent.
Dave, but that would mean it would be running for the next like 4 hours. So someone said, "Can you just leave the stream running and let Danny commentate?" And I said, "Yeah, if I could turn it off shortly after that, yes, I would definitely do that."
If you figure out a way to do that, I can go in, or
Well,
I don't
I
know
can
how.
just send you that thing that will tell you how to do everything for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so we've got what, three more boards to go.
You wouldn't be able to do it in time to get the three boards in. You have
Okay.
you have to sign into like seven different things to get it started.
Yeah, and I'm somewhat technical also with each other. All right, so we see
No,
four.
it's very easy actually with the thing. So now Bobby has
He's going to bid five diamonds, presumably.
yeah.
And I think that might end the auction. Camel might be
He
inclined
might take a
to.
piece out of that though, right? Thinking he might get three tricks.
That's, somewhat optimistic.
It's nice to know. I mean, the other pair had a reasonable understanding that it was hearts and diamonds as well, at least the way they played it. So
I don't think Camel's going to double, because it's like, if you're doubling for a one trick set, it's usually not
it's not
worth it.
worth it, right?
And yeah, Declare could have something like king in one club and a stiff spade, and but where are the rest of the values? They're going to be, if that's the case, they're probably going to be solid in the red suit. So you could take, I mean, king one spade and a stiff, king one club and a stiff spade, and you take your ace of hearts. Oh, he does double, so maybe he's more optimistic than I. And well, he can beat five diamonds as well if he finds the heart rough, right? Ace of hearts, heart
Yeah,
rough,
yeah. It has to be,
spades will defeat this.
which honestly wouldn't be too far out of the realm of possibility for him, right? He knows that
Well, if he doesn't lead the ace of hearts, he's going to lead the ace of spades.
right, and then he's going to see Dummy has two hearts, which might make him think it's possible that Rodwell has six hearts.
Yeah.
And honestly, what does he have to lose at that point? He just let a diamond though,
Let a diamond.
and now it's pretty simple, right?
Trump's 3-2. Declare can just draw trumps and knock out
Play
the
a
ace of
heart,
hearts.
and then the game is over. Yep.
Camel's in a good spot here. Even if they do make five diamonds double make, they're not going to be giving up 990.
This is going to be a win for Wolfson actually,
Yeah.
and that gets it closer too. Still lots of boards left, and it's only 24 imps, so anything could happen. I mean, we've seen that trade off in a few boards here and there. This set with super wild hands has still been a pretty crisply played set by both partnerships, with only 25 total imps being swung in these boards, Danny, which is a credit to their play. I still
Yeah,
have some swings to come, but
you could easily see this set at another table if there were multiple matches going on and have 100 imps being
yeah,
swung.
like 70, 80 imps just flying around in spots like this. But yeah, they've been.
I mean, almost every board had a potential for a 10 imp swing.
If you look at the score, Danny, the one big swing is the 1-4 spade board, and then you have a couple of doubled part scorers, and then you just have a little bit of a game swing. Not even a game swing. Four hearts doubled, down two on one table, and three no making at the other table. So you're really well played by everybody.
Yeah, I mean, my recollection of all the board, I'm just pulling up the scorecard now to see exactly what it was, but yeah, I mean, there were possibilities on some of the first two boards for game swings.
Yeah.
The four spades doubled on five. That was a push, was a possible swing.
Yep.
Uh, board four, where there was a strong two bid opposite the ace king jack fifth of clubs. You could see that potentially being a swing where somebody was
Yeah.
inside
Some of
on
the six
the table.
hearts, making maybe sometimes and going down others. I mean, it
Um,
would be interesting to see this set of deals with a bigger field, like get some more samples in here for all this stuff. But this one is now just going to make five, Danny. We can see that, and that's the end of my time for today, or at least for this
Hi,
session.
everybody. Thank you for watching.
Danny, you're always the best. Thank you so much, and folks, thanks so much for watching.